Stick. Yeah, let's talk about Stick. Are you familiar with Stick? Sure, you must be. It's a very popular comedy series that's streaming now on Apple TV. Just got renewed for a second season. It's Stick. I didn't talk about The Studio, a series that is now critically acclaimed and has multiple award nominations behind it. Instead, let's talk about Stick. This is a comedy series that is 10 episodes in, and it is about golfing. So that's kind of cool. It stars Owen Wilson, who is not in movies anymore. What's going on there? I'm sure there's a few reasons why he would do a project like this. It's probably like one of the only things he can sign on to that makes him the lead. We don't make these types of movies anymore. There's probably a lot of things. Maybe it's just an excuse to go golfing with your friends. I don't know. At the end of the day, it is his prestigious streaming television series. Everyone's got to have one, you know? So his is about golfing. He plays this guy named Price. And Price used to be this renowned golfer. He had it all. He had the accolades and fame. And he lost it all due to complications that we don't need to get into. That's kind of spoilery. But now he sees this young talent who's an up-and-comer played by Peter Dagger. And he's like, I'm going to train you to be the best of the best. So then they travel across America, do a bunch of golf tours and programs or whatever you do, till he's going to win the big award of golf. And that's the show. Look, there's nothing wrong with Stick. I think this is very harmless and almost will leave no impact on anything going forward for this character in this world. But that's okay. I have nothing against that. It is just a very serviceable diet soda version of Ted Lasso. What if we got a comedy star doing a sports thing? He's an older generation guy for the younger generation, and then stuff happens. It's different than Ted Lasso in every other way, but it's definitely like this gets greenlit because Ted Lasso was successful, and you can see like the correlation between a Jason Sudeikis and an Owen Wilson. Nonetheless, if you like golf, I mean, there's probably worse depictions of golf out there. This is ending the week that Happy Gilmore 2 is coming to Netflix, so I wonder if that's like a coincidence. Probably is. But golf's back in popularity. So I don't know. Golf. I can't hate this. Like, genuinely, I laughed a bit. I think the premise is pretty solid. Like, I could see this being a really good 100-minute movie, to say the least. We do a lot of, like, roadside antics about people getting into misadventures along the way and all that kind of stuff. And you know, your mileage may vary on that, you know. Mark Maron drives a big camper, and he's like, all right, let's go tour America. Strange to see Mark Maron in this, just giving you very little. But you know what? That's more than you have to give. He just shows up. He's a crotchety old man. Like, the young guy, Santi, that's his name. That's the Peter Dagger character. He starts to date this this person of ambiguous sexuality. And Mark Maron's an old guy who's like, I don't get it. You know, like that kind of comedy. Half of the jokes in this thing are Owen Wilson making a reference to either a song from the 80s, a movie from the 80s, or something an old person would know, someone in their 50s would know, that a kid who's 17 wouldn't understand. He's like, I don't know what that's a reference to. What is Caddyshack? You know, that kind of shit. That's the jokes. I think it's funny enough, and that's all you need sometimes. I never felt disappointed. I think all the emotional payoffs pay off really well. Really weird baggage with Owen Wilson's character and a dead child, and I'm like, holy, we did not need to go that dramatic. But that's the Ted Lasso thing. His dad killed himself. Now Owen Wilson's Price has a dead son, and you're like, okay. And Judy Greer's here for a bit, and you're like, hey, Judy Greer, you're always the wife or the ex-wife in these types of situations. Okay. And Timothy Oliphant shows up towards the end, and he's like the cool golfer, like the old timer who's like, I'm actually really talented and fun, and people like me. Very charming. I think there might be real golfers in this show. Maybe. I don't watch golf, so I couldn't tell you. But I will say, for a show like this that is having people golf, the golfing looks pretty good. You know, I think it's all visually pleasing. And we got some like really nice tracking shots of following like a golf ball going far. Does look a little fake, but it's not like we're actually going to follow a golf ball that close up like with a real camera. So, you know, it's pretty good. Looks like they shot in real locations for most of it, so that's kind of exciting. That's where I get the feeling like, let's just go travel some really beautiful like golf courses and country clubs, and you know, we could just film here for a week. We could stay on the resort and just have like a couple drinks and chill. It's got that vibe to it too. But it's also kind of about like redemption and finding out who you were supposed to be and living up to your full potential and the emotional traumas that come with that. We have Mariana Trevino, who plays Santi's mom. She gets a little bit to do. Her character kind of gets lost in the wayside a little bit, but it's kind of a fun addition, you know? A lot of older people dealing with like this kid who just wants to golf and he's the best golfer or whatever. Owen Wilson is as good as Owen Wilson is. I'll say that, you know? There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. It's not like, whoa, transcendent. This is not what we could have expected from Owen Wilson. It's not his Ted Lasso. But whatever. What is? You just can't live up to what that show did, regardless of how I feel about how it ended. That was a flash in the pan kind of a moment, and nothing can really capture that again. But this is pretty good. Gets the job done. It's kind of cute. Exciting for the most part. I think people will be happy with this. And if you're not, don't watch it. I don't know. It's just Marc Maron complaining about kids today in a big RV. And then sometimes we'll go golfing and make like a reference to like, yeah, things were different when Hootie and the Blowfish were popular or something. I can't even pick a band from the 80s. I don't know. It's Stick. It's Stick. They called him Stick because he was the best golfer. Now he's not. He has to train the next best golfer. I'll watch another season. Harmless fun. A hole-in-one, if you ask me. That's Stick. I don't have anything else to really say about it other than I think it's charming. You know, Apple's doing stuff like this. Not many other streamers are. So Stick, Season 1. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.